Ilian or Malgus?
Let's do Malgus first.
All right, we'll do Malgus. Here we go. In the old days, it was very rare that such elves would have the opportunity to intertwine. The high elves rarely, if ever, set foot in the Underdark, and even rarer still
It's
would
on.
they feel the need to acknowledge their darker cousins, the Drow, other than to shake
I
their
got it.
heads in disgust. But times change, and the world opens up opportunity. Opportunities for trade and wealth, the exchange of knowledge and goods, makes even the staunchest dissenters willing to reevaluate their prejudices. In this, Malgus found himself often in the Underdark, and in a bit of a crisis, for there existed a drow like no other, Sema. She had captivated not only Malgus's curiosity, but eventually his heart. From her, he learned much in the ways of culture, of magic, of love. He found himself fascinated by the dark arts, and how someone who wielded such things could remain abjugated from their hold. Sema was an enigma, a dark drow priestess who was not tethered by the shadowy pull of her magic. But as prejudices go, this was not a road meant to be traveled. For it was one thing to trade and speak and learn from their fellow cousins, but an entirely other thing to pursue a carnal relationship, especially one like Malgus, a high elf expected to do great things with his knowledge and magic one day. Cast from his own, Malgus, somewhat malcontented, made his way into the Underdark. For if he could not have his love in the world above, surely the Underdark would oblige, and at least there, he and Sema would not have to try and keep their relationship in the shadows. But when they allowed him into the city, he knew something was wrong. There was a feel to the air, a burden which hung low, weighing down his shoulders, though he knew not why as of yet. The reason would soon reveal itself. There was to be an execution, a sacrifice to Loth herself, the demon Spider Queen, and Sema was that sacrifice. Malgus walked unhampered into the center of the city, his eyes finding Sema, tied securely to an upright altar, her feet dangling inches above the ground. Though the weight of her hanging there must have been excruciating, she showed little pain on her face. No pain there, only defiance. It was then Malgus was seized, dragged forward and made to watch as her priestess sisters tortured Sema until she did scream, before the light Malgus had come to know, come to cherish, come to love, went out like a breath to a flame. Malgus raged. He attempted his magic, attempted instant revenge, but he was no match for that many drow, that much dark magic. He remembered little while they toyed with him, waking a great time later, left somewhere in the Underdark, left, he was sure, to be consumed by one of the many lurking things that haunted the tunnels and caverns. But Malgus was not consumed by such creatures. No, he was consumed by anger, by a hatred he did not know existed within his soul, having been cast from his own kind for no greater sin than love, and then left for dead from another. Malgus gathered that rage, his hatred for all, and made his way back to the surface, swearing his eventual revenge one day. It was back on the surface he heard about the Deathless King, once good, now turned undead and evil. Malgus wondered if nothing else, might the Deathless King hold answers which Malgus sought. Malgus did find companionship, a small band of adventurers on a quest involving the Deathless King, though his distrust walled any emotion he might feel for them. That and the lingering question kept gnawing at him, question even he wasn't sure he knew the answer to. Did he seek the Deathless King to confront him, or join him? And that is Malgus, Paul's high elf wizard. Is there anything you'd like to add?
He definitely is keeping it secret from the other three that he's not sure what his plan is. The other three seem to be pretty steadfast in what they're trying to accomplish by going, but he definitely is holding back the information.
Nice.
He really wants the power to go back into the Underdark and wreak revenge, but he is so powerless against that kind of magic, so he's trying to figure out how to get that magic to go back.
Right. Nice.